Hey guys, so in answer to Oscar's question, or well, not really a question, we were talking about earlier doing the, what he was doing, the thrust with the double X strike, about doing it with a cane and doing it Dos Manos. That's part of the training I'd been doing over the last week since Oscar posted the video. I moved on from the dagger and whatnot from there. But to give you an idea what it looks like though, if it's your regular walking cane here, say, nothing special, no frills, nothing. It's made out of the stuff the screaming sticks are made out of. It's just got the hook. It has some of the grips and some of the other stuff like that, but it's just regular cane, nothing special. Two-handed weapon, because I can't like do this without hitting myself in the face, so we're calling it a two-handed weapon, which means Dos Manos. So that means you're going to be here, here, okay? So if we're doing 12, 3, 6, and 9, and we're doing a thrust and an X, sometimes your X's are going to be up depending upon where your hook is, and sometimes they'll be down, so it just kind of varies. But just to start it, I started with here just like a 12. I'm going to do my thrust. Notice I thrust here like this here, so this way it won't just, if the guy's a big old hoss, this way I can thrust it this way. If it pushes past, then I'm not impaling myself on it. So you come with your 12 o'clock strike. This is the furthest one away, so it's going to be X. And I like my second X to just come up, X, instead of boom, boom, which you can do right there. This just felt more natural to me, just here, boom, the end's already down here. It's already loaded, the energy's already in it, to just come straight up. So I like it, but you could do it like this here, if you like that one, but I liked like there. For the 3 o'clock angle, it's just the same thing, 3. You can hit here, 3. You can kind of up with your strike, but just the regular strike here, 3. And then this one, because we're trying to hit the 3 o'clock line, I like to just bring it here first, just straight across and then straight down. So that looks like 3. 1. Oops, forgot. Right? And then the 6 o'clock angle on the clock comes up here. So I liked it rising. I tried it, well, I stand corrected. Not just rising like that, because then you're doing more of a 12 o'clock hook. To get the thrust, I like it downward strike here. So it's kind of like that harpoon stab with the knife we do. It's 1, right? So your thrust is going to be down at that 6 o'clock. Then you're loaded. Part of the X, part of the X, right? So I found it to be a lot of fun. Just kind of a thrust, up, down. Thrust, up, down. Thrust, because that's going to bring them forward. Thrust, up, down. Thrust, up, down. And of course the other way, of course, is thrust, down, up. Thrust, down. But you got to depend on where their body is. So if you hit them down, their head might not be here. You might just get the torso. So that's why I like it. Here, pop the head up, and then just whatever I got, I can come in with a closer shot here. The 9 o'clock, just kind of the same. Here, but for instance, just on this 9 o'clock side, I like that upward strike right there. I like it thrust, up, cut. Thrust, up, cut. Thrust, up, cut. Thrust, up, cut. So I liked it like that. The other stuff I found when using the cane, the problems that I ran into was for the thrusting motion. It's hard to do any kind of thrusting like this because you impale yourself on the back with your cane, right? Like with a long staff you can hit here. I found that to be very problematic with the hook. So if your cane doesn't have a hook, it doesn't matter though. So I found the thrusting to be best here, this type of a motion, right? So this way you got this here, you can ram forward and you can put your weight in, you can put a little weight into it, and any pushback will slide in your hand and it won't hurt you. I do like an upward thrust though. So if my 12 o'clock is here, I'd come in like here, up, strike. Now this is a rising thrust, right? So it's like, bad guy, I come up. I'm coming up into him. So you come up, downward strike, or, I'm sorry, up, down. Because you've already knocked that head up, hitting it again, knocking it back down. That one feels really powerful too. Rising thrust. Rising thrust. Rising thrust. I like that one. The kind of a rising thrust here at this 3 o'clock is here. Kind of a thrust like that. The argument against the rising thrust is anything coming in at this angle, your weapon line is so long that the enemy can intercept it. And then they said this is more deceptive, which is true. But your throw will be 3 o'clock. But again, I like that hook right there. With this rising thrust, the second shot of the X seems best with this hand. Maybe it's just positioning, maybe it's just me. I don't know. That's a little bit of what I've been doing. So just, I'd kind of work it around. Boom. And I would do rounds. And just kind of time myself. Right? And then I would add other stuff too, right? Like add X, X. And then you get your hand and you clock here. And then you grab and pull. But that's whole other Dos Manos stuff outside of what the drill is. The drill is thrust, X, X. And yeah, I tried X, but those just didn't always feel natural to me. Maybe it's the length of the weapon or just my style or whatever in general, but I liked it when you come up, a rising shot and a falling shot. They seem to feel the most comfortable for me when I would try and flow it around. I had trouble getting like an X. I always felt off balance or tumbling forward. It just didn't feel right to me. So I found that when you thrust in here, and then come up, I find a shot here is good. But if I'm thrusting up, or I'm thrusting low especially, I like this upward shot, but then I follow with the downward shot of the X. So my X's aren't like X, X. They're more like up X, down X. So for what it's worth, that's my little thing, the X on Dos Manos. The thrust in the X on Dos Manos. Cane.